Oh boy. Oh man.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
Oh boy. So this right here is the mysterious and incredibly talented Chris.
Oh, stop it.
He has been the one that has made, since the transition to Too Many Records, all the videos look dope. And he does a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy lifting for the channel. And without him, this wouldn't be possible. So I wanted him to come in front of the camera.
It's Jordan and Pippen.
I'll take that. That's a sports reference. I got that it was basketball. It's about as far as it goes for me. Goal!
Is that how you shoot a basketball?
Goal!
I kick a field goal into the basket.
Kick a
and
field
then
goal right to the touchdown zone.
Home run into the zone.
Home run to the zone. So Chris is on here to look through my record collection.
Yeah, he's gonna be awesome.
He looks at it all the time, and he's like, "You have too many records." And I'm like, "That's funny." It's the name of the show.
That's the dumbest.
All right, let's go. Let's just start.
So we've got Kevin Devine, Put Your Ghost to Rest. What's this about?
Kevin Devine. So this is still sealed because I love this album. I bought it because it got a repress. It was actually very hard to find, and then it got repressed on Bad Timing. Yeah, Bad Timing Records.
This is like perfect for me to pull out. I do visual effects, and there's a giant explosion.
Yeah, the cover's really cool. This is arguably his best album. If you don't know Kevin Devine, I'm gonna open this on camera for you guys. It's gonna be really exciting.
What genres is this?
He is singer-songwriter, sometimes folky, sometimes a little heavier than that. My favorite album of his is Brother's Blood. This is probably my number 2. He is incredibly underrated. He's really good friends with Jesse Lacey from Brand New, so he's open. Fly.
That is a huge fly.
That's a huge fly. What is that doing here?
Did I get it?
No, not even a little bit. He's friends with Jesse Lacey from Brand New. He's also friends with Manchester Orchestra. He's played shows with them. He's opened with them. He's also in Bad Books with Andy Hull, the lead singer of Manchester Orchestra, and their project is amazing too. I actually have a right here. It's a super thick book. It's a bad book, some would say. It's this really nice. This one isn't open either. I need to open more of my records. I have too many of them. And yeah, so this is a really cool book of their second album. Their first album is out of print, and I've been looking for it. So if you have it and you want to trade it to me, hit me. Got a cool gatefold going on. It's tree. No,
it's not a tree.
It's explosion. It's explosion. Jesus. Got a cool gatefold. It's an explosion, just like the front. And this has a really cool colorway. So there were a couple variants. This was the most limited one. It's like this green and orange kind of hazy thing, which is really nice.
record. University of Miami.
The original. This adds a couple bonus tracks, which are all great. The original had a cover of Neutral Milk Hotel's Holland 1945. And that is one of my favorite songs ever, and his cover of it is wonderful. But it is not on here, so looks like I'm going to have to still track down the OG at some point.
I'm going to go over here.
Okay.
We got The Deer Hunter.
Ooh, The Deer Hunter, not to be confused with Deer Hunter, Bradford Cox's project. This is The Deer Hunter, Casey Crescenzo.
That is a pretty cover, man.
Yes. So basically, he has this project called The Deer Hunter, and it has multiple acts, and each act is like this crazy opera. You would actually love it.
Is this like very soundtracky?
It has no. It has like the energy of like the Panic at the Disco stuff, like early Panic at the Disco.
I bet all your fans are judging me for that right now. I have a guilty pleasure. I'm a huge Brendan Urie fan.
You're not that guilty about it. You love it.
That dude's voice, man.
Their first album is stellar. They just lost me after that, and you kept with it, which is fine.
Yeah, they've sort of evolved into more of a Beyonce meets Frank Sinatra type mixture, which is weird. I know.
High praise for what they turn into.
Which is weird, but anyway, I'm still a huge fan. Departing from what we're talking about right now, but
right, this is not like Panic at the Disco at all, but it has that kind of like theatrical, operatic energy
I do
to
like
it.
Theatrical,
and then it has like a lot of folky, softer elements and some heavier guitar parts. So that's his acts project. There's acts 1 through 5. 5 just came out recently. This is a separate project called The Color Spectrum, where he released songs based on different colors, and there are multiple songs per color. This is a sampler of the full project. The full project actually comes on a box set of 7-inch records of each color, and that goes for about $300 if you can find it.
Jesus.
The sampler is some of the best tracks on it, and it's only 10 tracks. But this is still relatively hard to find. And when I saw it in Amoeba, I think I was like, because I didn't expect to ever see it. But it is on clear vinyl. And yeah, it sounds great. And one day I'd like to own the full box set. But
I think it's interesting that it is on clear vinyl because, like Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, you know how all the light goes through the prism and it comes out white? It's kind of like the same thing. All the colors sort of bring the music together in this clear vinyl, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Look at that Doge.
That Doge. That's what you call dogs.
Look at that Doge.
Yeah, you're right. I do like Baroque rock and theatrical.
Yeah, you'd probably love this. You should give this all a shot. Or more so his act project.
Next one.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
We got one from Under My Seat.
Under My Seat. Is that the Rolling Stones song, right?
I have no clue.
So this is Jurassic 5, Power in Numbers, which is my favorite of their albums. This is a really good underground hip-hop album from 2002. And it has some of my favorite songs of theirs, as If You Only Knew, What's Golden, which has...
so old school.
Yeah, this is super old school. Charlie Tuna is one of my favorite MCs, and he's obviously in this group.
Is it a double LP?
It's a double LP. It's not a gatefold, though. And
no wonder it's so thick.
One of my favorite hip-hop lines ever is on this. It just makes no sense, really, but I love it. It's, I'm the verbal Herman Monster, the word enhancer. It's so good. I'm like, all right, I kind of get what you're going for. You're a monster. Jurassic 5 is awesome. This and Quality Control are by far their best albums. It's funny because this was out of print for a long time, and I bought it for someone for like $35, and it's a little beat cover-wise.
Yeah, it looks like it's been broken in.
It's been at some house parties for sure, but it got a repress like a month after I bought it. So I was a little bummed out about that.
But your homework, kids.
This is one of my favorite hip hop albums from that era. Super underrated. People don't talk about it as much as they should, and it's great front to back. Really, they say some good stuff in it. It's not your average thuggy hip hop.
Right on, man. I know this band.
Cool. Another unopened.
Yeah, man, you got to listen to your records. For somebody who has so many records, you
I
need to find the time to listen to them.
The point is that I do listen to them, and I still have so many. That's the problem.
Yeah, there are a lot in this room. I always give him crap for not being able to set up our lights because there's so many.
Well, hopefully we move to a bigger space soon. Fingers crossed. This is Say Anything's Magnum Opus is a real boy. This is out of many pressings over the years. I think this is just black. Let's open it and see. Can you imagine if it was one of the colored pressings and I had
That'd
no
be pretty
idea?
cool. I mean, I love Say Anything. I got introduced to them back in 2003? It was a long time ago. A Walk Through Hell is the first song that I heard from them. Is it on this album?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
Walk Through Hell.
last song.
It's the last song.
Yeah. You know, Max Bemis, I feel like his style is hit or miss for me. A lot of the other Say Anything albums I couldn't really get into. It's kind of like the Elliott Smith thing where it sounds happy, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's really
dark. It's really dark and depressing.
While it doesn't sound sonically like Elliott Smith, it has that same kind of, trick aesthetic to it. Let's see. Nope, it is just black. That's okay. There's a ton of color pressings. I'll maybe try to track down one of the green and purple ones, I think, or green and brown, which matches the cover. But yeah, this is a great pop punk album.
Let's get him behind you here. Oh, it's just this is a thick ass.
Yeah, it is. This is one of my favorite packaging.
It's like a mini box set.
Yeah, for one album. Here we go. Keeping on the pop punk train, this is Cartel Chroma. Ooh, it's a tight sleeve.
That is in there.
Ooh, okay. Got it out. So this is really nice. It has a die cut cover with the letters. It has a numbering out of 1,000. I'm 231 out of 1,000. This was for...
The first track is Say Anything.
Oh, that's funny. That's actually pretty funny. So this is for the 10-year anniversary of Chroma, which was 2015. And I saw them on their tour where they actually played the whole album front to back. And that's what they were selling these. They sold them on their site. It was a bundle of the record and a ticket for the show. So awesome. The show was awesome. It was at the Roxy in LA, and they sounded just as good as they did 10 years ago. It was the same year I saw Acceptance. So it was like a good pop punk reunion for 10 years later.
Yeah, a little nostalgia.
Yeah, and this record sounds terrific. Pull this out without breaking everything. So it is on white vinyl, which, it matches quite nicely to the actual cover.
I love this cover, though.
It's right. It's so
pretty.
simple, and
yeah.
it's like it's just stenciled
really
out.
Really clean, really nice.
Yeah,
it's like backing art that colors the letters when you put it in.
And what I'm annoyed about is that my buddy, he doesn't have a record player. Mike, if you're watching this, I'm still mad about this. There was an option for him to get the record signed by the band when he got it on the website, and I didn't see that when I bought it. I don't remember it at all, and he sent me a picture of his record because he got me into this band back in high school. He doesn't have a record player, like I said, and he has 5 records just for random, if he loves the band, and his is signed and mine isn't.
And we should do some tradesies.
He doesn't want to trade it. I've tried. I've asked him like 10 times. So somehow he got a signed copy, and I did not. But regardless, really stoked to have this in my collection. This is one of my favorite albums ever, really, and it's probably my favorite pop punk next to Your Favorite Weapon. So,
yeah, you started getting into Cartel too this year, actually. And I'm behind on that train.
But you like it?
I do like Cartel.
Okay.
We got little Bob Dylan.
Ooh, good pick. So this is Bob Dylan, Oh Mercy, which is an album from 1989. And, you know, that's not really an era of Bob Dylan that most people are like, this is good. This is his good era. This was after his I Found God phase. And he had a bunch of strange albums in the 80s. You know, most of Bob Dylan's good stuff was 60s and 70s, and 80s took a weird turn, and now he's doing all those Frank Sinatra covers, and it makes no sense.
He's sort of coming to terms with his mortality.
I think so. I think he's given up.
I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah, hope not. But you know, this album is a gem amongst some stranger albums. This album, Oh Mercy, is almost a return to form for Bob Dylan. I feel like some of the tracks on this sound like they could be up there with some of his best 70s songs. Man in the Long Black Coat, What Good Am I, Political World. These tracks are all stellar. And honestly, this album is not super easy to find on vinyl. I saw it on Amoeba. I think it might have been on their rare wall. It wasn't that much, maybe like $25.
It's not that bad.
And,
it's like a normal album.
Yeah. It has some creasing on the cover, but this album, if you haven't heard later Bob Dylan because you heard it wasn't good, this is one that you should absolutely check out because it'll shock you with how good it is at that era of his life. So, Oh Mercy.
Right on.
Underrated Bob Dylan. Well, that's the end of...
I notice you have all your rare records under Fajita. Shout out to Joe Boover. Yo, what up?
Thank you, Chris, for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. Even though I'm literally always there.
This won't be the last time that you're on. I'll bring you back for more.
If you like this video, make sure to click that subscribe button, like it, share it with your friends, and we'll see you next Wednesday. I just totally stole your outro.
Got nothing to say. I talked about Thundercats Drunk in my last B-side, and I said I didn't have a chance to listen to it. I just heard it, and it's unbelievable. So I would almost say pause this video and